Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Sorry it's been a long time since I've done a video. It's just been some wild times, fortunately, so it's been hard to get out and do stuff. But yeah, so today doing a transmission flush and a oil pan upgrade. So, you know, with the tires at 37s, the hitch mount, the overland kitchen and drawer setup, all the stuff on the roof, you know, essentially we're hauling, I would say, you know, an extra 1,500 to 1,800 pounds. So the transmission's been feeling it, and it doesn't overheat bad. It just gets hot going up hills, so that when we're traveling north or wherever. So yeah, so stay tuned. We'll go through that and do a test run later, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. All right, so I did get a little ahead of myself. I dropped the front.
So yeah, I jumped right into it, started doing the entire process of doing a transmission flush, and everything was going well. Everything was coming apart right, dropped the pan with no problems, and it didn't start to have problems until it was time to get the vehicle back up to temperature. I had added 6 quarts of fluid, and as soon as I turned the car back on and tried to shift it into gear, that's when everything started going awry. Got check engine lights, the vehicle wouldn't go into any gears. It was essentially frozen in park, and it was done. It was not good. So I apologize for not filming that part, but it did get pretty stressful, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, as of now, the expedition is deadlined. Transmission is completely locked up. No idea what happened. Like literally, no idea. Drop the pan, put fluid in, and try to turn on and get it to roll out the driveway, and nothing. So, it's throwing a bunch of codes. Doesn't look good. Just trying to get this thing ready for our summer trips. You know, we're supposed to be going out with Justin and Casey and Mark here soon. And Brian, Maximum Overland, to Yosemite. That's literally the only reason why I was doing this. So trying to get ahead of problems, and here we are creating problems. So stay tuned. We're gonna take it to the dealership and see what they say. It's crazy. New transmission. Not supposed to do that. This week, hopefully in a couple days, we're gonna be getting a new transmission, another 10R80. I'm just going over it right now. I'm gonna go check up on it, see where we're at with that. For next week, we're gonna be dropping it off for gears and lockers. 488s on front and rear, and lockers front and rear. Just hoping everything goes to plan, because after that, next weekend, if everything goes to plan, I know I'm just literally pushing everything to the limit, but I think we'll be able to pull it out. We're gonna take this thing to Moab and see what it can do. So, got about seven days. Yeah, 7 days total to get a new transmission installed, geared and lockered. Cross my fingers. I'm gonna drive over right now, go check up on it, and we'll let you guys know. All right, here we go. Get this thing picked up. Finally got the transmission in. See what this thing sounds like. All right. Turns on, sounds good. No check engine lights. Shift in the gear. Here we go. We're alive. We're moving. It's alive. Yes. We're alive. Nice. Looking good.
Yeah. More contact.
Oh, okay. That's what you want?
Yeah, he still got to put a little bit more though.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
Love it. Sweet. There we go. Bringing her home.
so pumped right now. Cannot believe this thing is finally done, out of the shop. New transmission, new gears, new lockers. This thing is ready to roll. Is back in our hands. It's been a long journey from being in the driveway, broken down, trying to swap the fluid out, to where it sits right now. I'm gonna go into all the detail, but it's running good right now and couldn't be any happier. We've got a new transmission, we've got new lockers and gears, and we've got the custom tune that is designed specifically for what we do at this expedition. So let's jump right into it. First problem we had to deal with was the transmission. So we took it to the shop, they diagnosed it, it was bad. You guys heard the clicking. It was not shifting, wasn't doing anything that it was supposed to do. So we immediately ordered a new one, had that delivered, and Ford was able to install that for me. That went well. Diagnosis, don't really know what caused it. It's hard to say. There's a couple different theories. You know, could have been the gears. We've been running bigger set of tires for a lot of its mileage. 37s have about 5,000 miles. You know, maybe about 40-ish have at least 35s. So like I said, it's hard to say. It's only got 88,000 miles. Like I said, it should go a lot longer than that before that kind of failure happens. But we obviously push it. You know, we've got a lot of weight on here, a lot of gear, and it's just one of those things. Got to bite the bullet. Got the new one in now, and we should be good for a long time. So the next thing we did was we immediately took it down to the differential shop, AZ Differential Specialists. I wanted to put the gears in as soon as possible. I did not want to risk, you know, running the stock gears in it again. So I wanted that done, and those guys fit me in right away. They're a huge help. I was given some bad information up front, and unfortunately I had the wrong parts for the rear differential. Turns out it's actually a 34 spline super 88 inch diff, which basically is out of a Mustang rear end. And you know, these guys were a huge help, and they had those parts on hand pretty much. They overnighted the gears, but the locker they had on hand. So they did awesome. Super knowledgeable shop. AZ Differential Specialist, look them up if you guys need work in Arizona done. And on that note, with the gears, we went with 488s. That was essentially what Nitro Gear told me to get, which would be essentially bring it back to a factory spec with the load and the tire sizes. So that's what I went with. And the lockers are going to be a Torsen on the rear and a Trutrack on the front. So they're automatic lockers, they're gear driven. There's no clutches or springs or electronics. They should work out great. I'm gonna definitely test them out, so I'll give a report later on that. So with the new gears installed, the locker done, it was like getting ready to like really be go time, because this truck had already cost us one trip. We had to cancel out with Justin and Brian and Mark and Casey on the Yosemite trip, and now we're trying to push to go to Moab with my buddy Josh and Steven. And we were there. I had got it back. I got it back on a Tuesday, and we had all of Tuesday and we had all of Wednesday to break in the gears and get this thing ready to rock, to drive to Moab, start wheeling. Unfortunately, was driving around on Wednesday, putting the mileage in, and boom, check engine lights, shifting, drive mode's disabled. This vehicle was still not happy. It's just ridiculous. Like, there's no real template or blueprint on what to do with this Gen Expedition for the things that we're doing. It just hasn't been done yet. So we're kind of breaking the waters there. And I was under the impression that if we match the gears with factory spec, then the transmission should be good. But that was not the case. I called Ford, and they immediately told me to stop driving it, park it, you're gonna blow it up again. You need to get a custom tune. So that's what we did. And that essentially meant that we were canceling Moab, and this was not going to happen this summer. There's going to be no trips pretty much. So We took it to the tune shop. We took it over to Dyno Comp, and they linked up the gears and transmission, reprogrammed the transmission, gained us about 50 more horsepower, and this thing is humming now. It's a machine. Like, it is a dialed in machine. So I'm super excited about all the things that we did. It's just the timing, like, this is not supposed to go down this way. But it is what it is. That's off-roading. That's the risk you take. You start pushing your vehicles to the limits, and there's a time when they're going to fight back. And this is just that moment where we push it to its limits, and you got to do some work on it. So it's been 3 days now. There's no check engine lights. Shifting is amazing. Power's great. We've got to finish breaking in the gear still, but so far so good. All right, there you go. You guys heard it. If you're out there looking for a Ford Expedition, don't be discouraged. It is a reliable vehicle. You know, we have done a lot to this. We have absolutely pushed it to its limits. Having a transmission, catastrophically fail, that is an extreme wild card. You know, it just doesn't happen that often. So, you know, and the gears and lockers are always a must-have. The tune, I can say now, it's definitely necessary on an off-road vehicle. You know, at this point we have a awesome overlanding vehicle for our family. It still fits us great, and we're ready to rock and roll. So no regrets. Just want to thank Steven and his brother Josh. You guys were a huge help with all the Ford stuff, all the Ford knowledge. And then AZ Differential Specialist, you guys did a great job as well. Thanks for letting me hang out in your shop, learn some cool stuff. And Dyno Comp, already can see the benefits. Fuel mileage is up a little bit. Obviously has all the horsepower we need, and looking forward to playing with that down the road. So, oh, and thanks Ford, you guys did a great job on the install. So if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.